Tufton. Bathroom. We and Global TV says certain kind of friend we no keep, and some informer friend we love like we and Global, bona fake friend and bona tape. We and Global, we not promote them, we not support them. Look at them on the cheek, come here represent for we and Global TV. Check it.
Good evening and welcome. After a week of peaceful protests, Kenya has today plunged into turmoil. Parliament has been overrun, been ransacked, been set on fire. The Holy Basilica is the center point for refuge for protesters. Protesters dead. All over Kenya, it is turmoil, but Nairobi tonight is in turmoil. We have a lot of advice for the protesters tonight, for the people of Kenya, the Parliament of Kenya, and for President Ruto. Good evening and welcome. Thank you for joining us. It has really broken down in Kenya. Things have really got out of control. President Ruto has made a speech. He has declared all-out deployment to regain control. It is not yet Thursday when the final vote on President Ruto's tax bill. But good evening and welcome to my community and all my understand go call doctor with his hands in the cookie jar. 99 finger Dr. Tufton. Understand go call Dr. Tufton. We have some question for Dr. Tufton. We walk and chop things. Just like how the Prime Minister walk and chop. We walk and chop too. Call the doctor. We have question to ask the doctor tonight. Call doctor with his hands in the cookie jar. 99 finger. Doctor, you know shame. After that throwing to the floor, being kicked and woofed over, by Dr. Michael Abrahams this morning, Dr. Tufton. You know, shame. I'm rather surprised though and disappointed of you, Dr. Tufton. Oh no, not that you're a crook. You were my MP of Southwest St. Elizabeth constituency. All the way down to Dr. Tufton knows say you're a crook. But what I find really disappointing is how you just step on the rope and take the beating from Andrew. So, our, you have bigger secret where you protect. You just have to take a beating, so you not fight back. You tap out, you cry free. No, Dr. Tufton, hot patty, hot patty, hot patty. Join the war. You one can't go down for this. The whole on end there. The whole on end there, Dr. Tufton. You one can't go down for this. So please join the war. You must know something where you want to ask. To my community and my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers and subscribers, commenters and trolls. Good evening and welcome. Elaine Turner, Beat and Teach. Good evening, good evening. Natalia Freeman. Good evening, good evening. Arlene Foster. Sharon Bernard. Ernestine Butcher. Debbie Jervis. Patricia Matthews. Beverly. Gloria Morris. Who is that? Miranda Rodder. Good evening. Yvonne Johnson. Marcia Thomas. Brenda. Kevin Fairclutch. Michelle Lewis Wilson God's Gift. Monica Hawthorne rather. Abinasar Cody. Rosemary Samuels. RJ. Violet Watson. Colleen Dormer. Good evening, Sheena Kelly, Marcia Stewart, Jennifer Simpson. Good evening, all, and welcome. Thank you for joining us. We have a few clips from Kenya to play for you. But, Annie Jones, before we go forward, I want to first say to the protesters, we stand in solidarity with you, but we also encourage and ask that you go back to the peaceful protest you have started with. To the Kenyan Parliament. On Thursday, the people demand that you vote down the tax bill, the finance bill for 2024-2025. If not, President Ruto, to restore calm, Patricia Matthews, to Kenya, you must remove all new taxes from the new finance bill. The people don't want it. It has turned the country in turmoil, Lilith Lockerbie. On paper, President Ruto, you're Africa's most educated president. The people said, Mr. Ruto, you're America's puppet. You must, Darth White, kill this tax bill or remove all new taxes. That is why Kenya is out of control tonight. That is why protesters and authorities are battling. To President Ruto, stand down your deployment. Do not worsen the situation with over heavy-handed policing. It is the police agitation of a weak President Ruto which has allowed the situation to spiral out of control. And Miles, good evening. Stand your troops down. And to the Kenyan authorities, disobey any order that violate the constitutional or fundamental right of the people. They are standing for your rights as well. Will President Ruto reconsider, given what is happening in Kenya at the moment? Will President Ruto reconsider his deployment to Haiti? Will President Ruto be seeking assistance from the Americans to bring calm to Kenya? By no means we want the Kenyan democracy to break down, but the people's voice must be heard. If the people have to take over parliament by force, they must. It is their honorable house. So President Ruto must pull his troops back tonight to prevent further bloodshed and further escalation. Pull the tax bill. They are in Haiti already. What him need to take them out to help him at Kenya. So then that Kenya run from slingshot. Then that Kenya run from slingshot. I wonder how them on barbecue are going to work it out. But let us look at a few clips coming out of Kenya. Because we don't want to play too much for YouTube, penalize it, because today it has really broken down. And my worry is about Thursday, because Thursday was when I was expecting it to get to fever pitch. It has really turned upside down today. And another question I want to ask President Ruto on the Kenyan authorities. Has the code between church and state been broken? Bros, good evening. Has the code between church and state has been broken? The Holy Family Basilica is a religious site. Protesters seeking refuge in the Holy Basilica, which has become the medical center for people treating with gunshot wounds and other injuries through love, is being repeatedly fired upon with tear gas by the Kenyan authority, Millicent Jones. Is the Kenyan authority breaking the rule of sanctuary? But we would like it to return to a peaceful demonstration, and to the Kenyans in the diaspora in the United Kingdom and elsewhere protesting in solidarity. We stand in solidarity with you, but we do not support Claudette Robinson, a breakdown of the Kenyan democracy. We want the people power to be seen and heard, but in no way we want an anarchic situation to erupt in Kenya. If President Ruto cannot take control before Thursday is when it could get out of control. Brenda Elson, how are you? Given that Parliament and the Holy Basilica was overrun today, Parliament partly was set on fire, was ransacked. Veteran, how you do? It is a situation, as I said to you this morning, we're keeping our eyes on.
Currently inside this tent, who are receiving treatment as we speak. Most of them are victims who have gunshot wounds on their bodies, and we are just trying to see how far we can get to try and of course get a comment from some of those officers who are here. But this is the situation. The officers are still engaging these demonstrators, and the demonstrators are responding back. Some of them pelting stones, but there has been a lot of force that has been used by the police to try and contain the situation. Remember, these demonstrators have overrun the security barricade that had been erected just outside Holy Family Basilica next to Parliament, and have made their way inside Parliament and have actually occupied some of it. And we are still here trying to understand how grave the situation is. I've seen several ambulances come in and out of Holy Family Basilica, trying to bring in and also take out some of those who have been injured. There's one who is coming in right now, who is being escorted by, I believe, journalists who has actually been injured during the melee that we have witnessed around here. And just away from those who have been injured here, I have seen, I know that there could be more, but I've counted at least 3 bodies.
Out of hand, they are inside. Finally, they are inside. They are inside, and I also have to run for my safety. I have to run for my safety. These rowdy youths are all over. The youths can steal. They are getting out of hand. Everything is getting out of hand. I don't know if we can manage this. Everything is getting out of hand. My goodness. Oh God. Woo. Jesus Christ. Wow. Oh God. Woo. Now, the youths are inside.
Johnny H, good evening.
Enda piga picha huko. Enda piga picha huko. Hata kama sheria yuko.
It is not safe to go outside. I am a journalist. It is not safe. Okay, it is not safe for me to go out. Okay. It is. Ask me. Please. Please, I have not done anything. I have not done anything. Please, I have not. Stop beating me. I have not done anything. Please. Please. Okay, let me go out. Wacha niende basi. Sina ubaya. Sawa, I will do it. Mimi ni mwanahabari. Jamani, siachukua baadaye.
Don't give me turn.
Please, mimi ni mwanahabari. Please.
It's Tony Robbins. Listen, I've spent the last 43 years now working with people all over the world, 100 countries.
Yes, hold on, let me just need to
That is where we went.
pull this on YouTube. Just let me find 1 second, the people. Hold on. YouTube. I want to show you a clip. But it is not looking good. Some of the images we can't show you. Just bear me a second. Kenya, citizen Kenya. Citizen Kenya TV. Yes. Give me a second. Just let me pull up a clip for you. Which one is this now? What's the typo? Extent to the damage. Give me a second, the people. Let me just pull up a clip for you showing you the damage in the Kenyan parliament. But it has really broken down. But the question to ask, though, is, will the people of Jamaica ever get to this point? Will the people of Jamaica be ever so engaged that they stand for their rights, they stand up for their country, demand better from government, is what the people of Kenya are demanding, because they are saying that the tax hike, I'm not picking up that one on their website, hold on.
For more than 45 minutes, not only me.
Let me go to, bear with me, my peeps. I want to bring you a particular video, but we don't know why it's not coming up in my thingy yet. When you call Dr. Tufton, then you can tell him, say, no, because he say we kind of look distracted. He might go on like, say, I know him. Yeah, here it is. Let me do a share for you. Bear with. Oh, wanna bear with me. Bear with me. I just need to bring up a clip for you to show you what the extent of the damage to the Kenyan parliament is. That should be it. Hang on, you. That's you.
Of sale, the all-in-one POS solution.
That is where we were trapped for more than 45 minutes. Not only me, but other journalists as well as members of parliament. 2 and 1 of Parliament buildings. That is where we were trapped for more than 45 minutes. Not only me, but other journalists as well as members of Parliament and parliamentary staff as well. This particular evacuation exercise took long because there was also a standoff, police officers engaging protesters outside Parliament. That particular encounter is still ongoing as I speak. But right now, this is the exact direction from where protesters managed to invade Parliament buildings. I'll just going to show you live footage of the scope of damage that has been meted here by protesters. What you're seeing here is furniture. This is the parliamentary garden square, whereby MPs usually come here from lunch and just spend some time. But as you can see, this particular furniture has been set ablaze, completely on fire. This is just a drop in the ocean of the damage that has been caused inside Parliament buildings. As you can see on this other direction, we have this particular resting pavilion for MPs who usually come here to just have those Kamkunji sessions, parliamentary group sessions here. All this has been damaged. You're talking about very expensive furniture as well as canteen kitchen equipment. Residents
Parliamentary staff here also scampered to safety when this particular invasion happened, and this is also the scope of damage that has been meted by these particular protesters who managed to enter Parliament from this particular direction. Nothing, almost everything has been destroyed. This has never been witnessed since this particular building was constructed, and it just shows and tells you the kind of rage these particular protesters had when they made their ways all the way to the main chambers of Parliament buildings. This is the Parliament canteen, where members of Parliament usually come and just have lunch, have meals during sessions, break sessions in Parliament, whether committee or plenary. But this is now being reduced to damage. You can see some of even the personal belongings to some members of Parliament who were caught unawares. Right now, MPs have been evacuated from Parliament buildings. We saw the parliamentary leadership, including speakers from both houses of Parliament, being evacuated under tight security. Some were being evacuated using ambulances, and they just confirm that they are safe wherever they are. But this particular damage and invasion that has been witnessed in Parliament buildings, it is the first of its kind. This was not precedented. No one expected this, and it will take time. It will take at least, according to reports and information we were hearing from the clerk of the National Assembly, just giving that particular brief, it might take months, it might take even longer than that, because this is going to take some time. And it is not just here. It is the damage has been extended all the way to the main chambers of both houses. What you are seeing right now is the fire extinguishers now being returned. There was also a section of Parliament building that was under fire, and it was set ablaze. But right now, these particular extinguishers are now being returned after they managed to contain that particular fire that broke out just adjacent to the Senate side of Parliament building. And right now we have security officers, parliamentary staff just coming to assess this particular damage. And what we are being told is that very soon they're going to announce for each and everyone to leave Parliament buildings, because this particular premise will be shut down. We don't know for how long. Remember, earlier on, Parliament passed a motion indicating that they're going to go, the National Assembly will be on recess at least for 2 weeks before they return. And this one, they say it will give them time to re-energize. But you know what? Coming back after 2 weeks is another thing. But and having all this put together once again for Parliament to be what it used to be, it's something totally different. And just to brief you on that particular invasion, as soon as the protesters came through this particular direction, they were able to now proceed. The first chamber to be attacked was the Senate chamber, which is just on my right, just a few meters away. And what they did is they managed to, first of all, get those particular flags that represent each and every county, and then they used these particular flags to actually now break inside the Senate chamber, where I'm now taking you. And once they entered the Senate chambers, they started taking selfies and even videos. They started chanting, "Freedom is ours, freedom has come." And thereafter, then they went to the National Assembly chambers. All this time, MPs, parliamentary staff, and journalists were being evacuated through the tunnel that leads all the way to basement 1, basement 2, and that is where, under very tight security, we were able to stay for at least an hour. And all this time, some MPs were lying down, others were seated. there you could see the shock. You could see the unexpected turn of events. Right now, what you are seeing is police officers inside Parliament buildings. They're just sitting here making sure that no other invasion happens, and also they're taking time to rest. Honestly, because it's the same officers that have been engaging protesters in running battles earlier on. So it is also a time to re-energize for them. But they're saying that at some point they will have also to just order each and everyone to come out of this particular building or business of Parliament. This is just one of the flags representing one of the counties. Like I told you, we have at least 47 flags that are usually just outside Parliament building, but this is just one of them that has actually been plucked and destroyed. Now, where we are heading right now, we are heading towards the Senate main chambers. But even as we head there, you can see the shattered glass on the floor, loud enough to tell you what happened here just hours or minutes before we got to this particular place. And right now, this is where the damage actually is more visible than ever. We're talking about the main chambers of the Senate. This is where they came through, and these particular flags are usually mounted on either side of this particular carpeted aisle, and they were able to turn all these flags down. They were chanting that freedom is ours, and they were saying that we have achieved what we wanted to achieve. So right now, this is just a stark reminder, of this particular parliamentary invasion that happened minutes ago. And right now, some of the parliamentary staff, as you can see on the other end, they're just still in shock. I'm also going to show you something else, this particular water point area. This was also very key, instrumental, because it was used to put off the fire that actually started was actually lit on one part of the parliamentary building, and you can see it goes all the way. So this one came in handy when they managed just to put off that particular fire. And earlier on, right now, this particular main chambers doors has been shut, but they invaded. They were inside here, and they went in, destroyed some of the equipment, the visual and audio recording equipment that are usually used to capture live proceedings of Parliament. All that has been destroyed, and this, as I say, was not expected at all today, according to parliamentary security and even members of parliament. We're talking about Parliament of Kenya, the Senate. This is a critical government infrastructure. And so right now we're being told to leave this particular place. And so viewers, this is just part of what is happening here at Parliament buildings. And Olive, we're just still here, but right now we're being told to move out. And this is just part of that particular exercise that we told you earlier about, that we were being told as journalists to come get our stuff, our belongings, and also the parliamentary staff are being told it's time to pick each and everything that you have and to leave this particular building as fast as possible. So Olive, we're still here, but the moment you're being told to, vacate completely, we'll be able now to really come out. Olive, back to you.
Yes, my people. As I said, we don't want Kenya to break down, but what the people are saying to President Ruto and to the parliamentarians of Kenya, this is our house. You can't shut the door upon it. We will come in, Laverne Baker, by any means necessary. Rosie D, Corinne Wilson. We will come in by any means necessary. When message for Andrew, I will be coming to Jamaica to lead the job. Andrew, veterans, if you tell you, say, he might come to Jamaica to come lead a tribal protest against you and your corrupt government. So prepare yourself. We're coming, start check with her now, Andrew, to see how far with it. Pamela Okola Marine Wassel Wills. How are you? Christine Gilbert. Doctor with his hands in the cookie jar. Real sweet. Good evening, Monsieur Esty. Doctor with his hands in the cookie jar. Rejoice in him always. Doctor, take your hands out the cookie jar. Now, this morning, I don't know how much honor did know that. We were all questioning, does Dr. Tufton and Norman Dunn have shares in Archers? Jeanette Bundy, how are you? We are learning now that another Jamaica Labour Party politician, local government regulator, has been given a government contract. Doctor with his hands in the cookie jar. So if Dr. Tufton wants to come out and say, I do not have shares in Archer's funeral home, then Dr. Tufton, there was cronyism in the awarding of that contract, wouldn't you say, Doctor? Doctor, take your hands out the cookie jar. But we still want to know, Doctor, if you have shares in Archers. Jeanette McIntosh. We now know, before I go further, good evening to EasyJet. Particularly to those of you in the UK. Have you ever flown on EasyJet? Have you ever been racially profiled by EasyJet? Have you ever had one of such experience? If you have, please let us know. We're investigating EasyJet. If you have flown with EasyJet, if you have had a racist experience with EasyJet, if you, special good evening, have been racially profiled by EasyJet, get in touch with Global Television. We would like to know. We would like to know if you've been racially profiled by EasyJet. Where is this live coming from? There's no one on here. Johnny, we're broadcasting on 3 different YouTube channels, Johnny. I don't know which one you are on at the moment because I'm only monitoring one. So we have the Producer Win Global TV, which is the bigger channel. We also have the GTV group. I don't know if that is where you are. And we also have the Global TV studios. I don't know which one of those you're on, but if you want to come over where a lot of people are, then come over to the Producer Wayne Global TV channel. All right, Mr. Johnny? Which one of the channel is up on, Johnny? Which one of the channel is up on? Janet McIntosh, how are you? I heard about that airline, yes. If you have such experience with EasyJet, we really want to know. Get in touch with Global Television. Have you had any recording on them? It would be very interesting to know if you have had such a nasty experience in 2024 in Britain, Colin Richards, with EasyJet. We want to know. So get in touch with us. Doctor with his hands in the cookie jar, Sharon Powell. Doctor with his hands in the cookie jar. We want to know, oh, you're on the GTV group. You can come over to Producer Wayne Global TV. There's a lot of commenting going on over there. Patricia Watkins Darkins, good evening and welcome. All 3 channels are live, so just Producer Wayne Global TV, or if you want to do the it's at PW Global TV 358. You'll find that much easier at PW Global TV 358. That's for you, Johnny. So if doctor is going to say to us, John Pugh, how you doing? I do not have shares in Archer's funeral home. How was the contract to Michael Archer awarded, Christopher? We're now aware. Violet Watson, how are you? I cannot get on Producer Wayne. How come, Violet? I have no idea what would be happening. And I cannot go into that section of the studio now. Wow. I will look into that. So now that we know Archers belong to a Jamaica Labour Party council, how was the contract awarded? How much is the contract? Do you have shares in Archers? I have the same problem also, Wayne. I have no idea what would be happening. Jem Ashley. So we still want to know more, Dr. Tufton, Audrey Patterson, about the contract awarded to Archers, given that Archers' ownership, a member of the Jamaica Labour Party. Just like how we find out, say, uno pay Norman Dunn, all heap of money for store duppy at night time. The same duppy them, Kevin Davis, will always come tick me in my sleep at night time. I talk about Andrew reparation, Choybridge, election, vote buying. I be them something that duppy I talk about. I will have to definitely look into that, Violet. Kevin Fair Clutch. I pay them something that they don't pay a talk about. The same duppy them. What we pay Norman Dunn for keep a night time. They duppy them just as a reparation, Choybridge, vote buying, by election, fixed. I just saw the duppy them a go on a night time. So why you did duppy them a talk, Prime Minister, and you not talk is the question. You don't know nothing for talk about reparation money, Tufton. Tufton said, Andrew Holness, make me find what you may a drop what I may not talk yet. One of Tufton's source said, Andrew Holness got 600 million from Prince Charles. So they hear it first here on Global Television. Tufton, hot patty. Is this fake news, Prime Minister? Is there a fact checker for this fake news, Prime Minister? Laris Beckford, hot patty. One of Tufton's source, Prime Minister, said you got 600 billion or million, 600 billion or million. I don't know a number, but I was 600 at one of them. From Prince Charles reparation payment, Prime Minister. But you have locked it and stuck it in your cookie jar because the nation must not know about it. With the ploy, I said the duppy them saying, with the ploy, Prime Minister, to fix Choybridge before the general election, as well as buying the country, just like you use the COVID money in 2020 to buy the country. Prime Minister did up with them, sister. No me. Talk to the up with them if you're disgruntled. If you want to know the truth, Prime Minister, go and go talk to the dope with them. Same how them can talk to me, them can talk to you. All you have to do, drop the arrogance, the tracking, and the what's you call it? Oh, Johnny, thank you. Thank you very much, Johnny. Johnny has become a new member. He has find the producer in Global Television, and he has become a member. Thank you very much, Johnny. Agency Driver 5, well going, bro. The dopey them Prime Minister. The dopey them just a walk and a tell me the things them so. As to why you don't want to ask the dopey them, why them attack your business, Prime Minister? Make a turn on the cooler because it's still warm in Britain. Still warm, oh. Still warm in Britain. So, ask the dopey them. Don't come ask me. I ask Chris Tufton, Ivan Riley, Sonia Smythe. Ask Chris Tufton or ask the dopey them where walk and talk your business before you go say me a spread fake news upon you. Doctor with his hands in the cookie jar. Doctor who was the MP for Southwest St. Elizabeth constituency, Martha Couponing Foundation, until we, the people of Southwest St. Elizabeth, Dr. Tufton, have to kick you out of it with your corruption, your fraud, and you're breaking down the Shields family to develop yourself. Dr. Market me. Rainforest seafood, doctor. Rainforest seafood, doctor. Let me say, firstly, I am from Party in St. Elizabeth. I am from a fishing village in Jamaica where we dominated in the 80s and throughout the 90s. The fish industry, Christopher Campbell, in Jamaica. We control an island. Majority of St. Elizabeth people control an island. It's 3 small islands called Pedro Keys. We have top key, middle key, and bottom key. We from Party and Greenfield, Southfield, and like that were controlled top key. Middle key were mainly controlled by men from Treasure Beach, Flaggerman, and so on. But mostly by and large, controlled by Southwest St. Elizabeth. We dominate, as well as we used to in St. Elizabeth, dominate the agricultural industry. Likewise, we dominated the fisheries industry as well. Pedro Key was the supplier for fish to Kingston, Old Harbor, and Clarendon were 3 of the main ports. St. Elizabeth as well has multiple ports that would come to the Pedro Keys, all these big boats, and buy fish in major quantity to take back to mainland Jamaica. So we dominated for quite some long time the fishing industry in Jamaica. One of the things I have been noticing since we've been young was the Americans using dynamite to blast out. We reef them. No turn old and butu and sensible. We now become to realize that that was a part of destructing poor people's economy in Jamaica. Because remember, I said to you all, when physical chained slavery ended and we were rolled over from colonization into corporate rule. We, the descendant of the slave, of the enslaved, weren't given any meaningful land or meaningful economic advantage in the country. Our economic base was mainly in the farming industry, in the fisheries industry, and the orange economy, the Higla small street corner small business industry. Stay with it, people. Now, given all that time, the Americans were destroying the fishing economy in Jamaica. Over time, Pedro Keys become depleted, fish not catch there again. All sort of commotion happen. About 2012, Rainforest, Dr. Tufton. You can't say you don't know about Rainforest, Dr. Tufton, because that was implemented in a full time, doctor. So given from this, what was them damage the poor people economy in the fisheries industry. We see how they're destroying our agricultural industry through lack of investment, importation of poison food, and all sort. Then we see them turn upon the last part of the economy. Toward the last part of the economy we see a constant battle between higglers. We see a constant battle between higglers and security forces in order to destroy poor people's livelihood. Since COVID as well, we see the same thing with the night economy and the entertainment industry. Poor people and black people, we don't see where it go. We don't see them and make sure them destroy every little thing. Oh, Violet, you're here now. We don't see say them a destroy every little thing that give us any economic advantage in a Jamaica. Jamaica people not fool. No, fish forest, rainforest seafood. Georgia Lynch. Rainforest seafood has damaged the higgler economy for fish vendors in Jamaica. A lot of women from my community, because my community stand tall when it comes to fish vending. Fish vending is what make women in my community. Fish vending is what send many of us to schools. Fish vending build house for a whole heap we live in now. So no what we achieve out of fish. Out of fishing and fish vending in St. Elizabeth. But they mash it up. But when rainforests come, it mash up the higgler economy. And those of you Jamaicans must know of rainforests, because when me do my research on them, then they're all over Mobile, Ochirio, St. Elizabeth, Kingston, you name it, them they're all over. But what rainforest rather has done is just like the Chinese goods that undercut the market. That undercut the market and mash up poor people's business because from them bringing the big boat, them, the trawler, them, or whatever them call them, and them bringing them fish warehouse and undercut the local higgler them. I do not like Rainforest seafood. A lot of women in my community can't make money again, Dr. Tufton. But it is said, Dr. Tufton, that you have a lot to do with rainforests. What is the relationship with Dr. Tufton and rainforest? It is said it is either family related or close ties related. What ties, Dr. Tufton, have you to rainforest seafood? What ties, Dr. Tufton? You see how politicians always use, because remember at that time when Dr. Tufton was in Bruce Golden's place, in a Bruce Golden team, Dr. Tufton was the Minister of Agriculture then. Weren't you, Doctor? It is said that rainforest ownership is closely tied to Dr. Tufton. And under the brand, they also have their seafood market and their fish pot market. So you see how the fishing economy of Jamaica is being damaged. Havoc. Old Harbor was our community, fish and bammy. Listen, Johnny, people don't know how the highway have damaged the economy of Old Harbor. When all we do drive to Old Harbor, when every bus we have got toll, do a drive to Old Harbor. Coming from Kingston on your left-hand side, just as you go to the junction where the clock is in Old Harbor, just on your left-hand side, there's fish and bammy, jerk chicken, jerk pork. Every town bus, every foreign vehicle, as well as Krusty's Patty, which used to be further up on the right-hand side. Everybody used to want Krusty's Patty and cocoa bread. And there was a nice restaurant over upon the left where Sound Clash. Johnny Me used to live at Old Harbor, so we know. Where Sound Clash, car clash, we call it then, because a car with them big sound box used to come have sound clash at Sunday evening time. Remind me the name of the restaurant, Johnny, the next to the police station across from Krusty's. The local economy is what I'm trying to explain to you here, my people. Or local economy, Melrose Hill and the Yamgalangin. The all of those local poor people's economy has been severed. Randy Thomas, how you do? Randy, have been severed. Every little thing, the highway mash up enough business. Trust me, Kevin. Every little thing, Charmin Ranger. Poor people. Ramiz Stewart, how are you? What poor people put them hand at, it get mashed up by government. And then when you look what happened, a private investor come undercut the economy. Majority of the time, Colin is saying they do the same thing with coconut. And I know coconut was very prevalent in St. Mary. All of poor people's economy, Jamaica people, have been destroyed and handed over to those who undercut our economy with cheap, useless goods. when is the people of Jamaica, though, is going to realize the danger around us? The danger of them pushing us back into servitude because we have no economic strength. When the slave master them they are left, them hand over the economy to the white community, the Indian community, and the Chinese community. All we were left with was higgling and agriculture and night economy. Hellshire Beach is a disgrace to what it was. Beach gone, just a little drain where water brown and people to dip. More may I tell you. But our local economy over the last 20 years has eroded around us. And I don't think many Jamaicans has realized that it is a danger to us, the people. We saw last year, was it, where those people in the local tourist economy came upon by McCullough, came upon by the what you call the man, yeah? We walk and tell the lie, Ed Bartlett people them, where they literally went and cut up people raft and all those things. Wherever there is any little economic livelihood for poor people, for descendants of those who were enslaved, government and them friend them walk and mash it up and take it over. Are we going to continue make politicians and them friend them just suck with dry suck? Seriously? Denise McCullough Carey, how are you? Just come back and no fish like the 4 Old Harbor my parents were from. Boys content. When you stop to observe, we will grow up at Jamaica in the 80s and through the 90s. We recognize the damage of the Jamaican economy. Sherrock Promotion, how are you? We recognize the damage to the Jamaican economy. We know what we had. We know Randy Thompson, the advantages around us. We know the little thing them where we could go make livelihood out of. All of them something them mash up around we know, my people. What are we going to do? Are we going to sit down until everything just get drawn from under with feet, so the entire agricultural sector get destroyed? Are we going to re-energize ourselves and say we are going to take over and do for ourselves? We're going to become engaged. We want to know when I did my internship at Sandals in 2014 as a chef, and when I was there, Rainforest Seafood was owned by Sandals. I don't know what happened after that. Does Tufton have any connection to the Stewart? Because of the Stewart own Sandals. Do you know if they have complete ownership then, or majority shares? Somebody help me to look into Rainforest, no, please. Untainted Congal, how are you? Remember when Steve Wright tell us that we are going to overhaul, we're going to reset the local tourist economy. Those local people are hanging on to the local tourist economy. We're going to get rid of them and we're going to reset the local tourist economy. But for who though, Steve Wright? It would be for them and their private investor friends. Because every food them backs out our mouth, you know. You just have to look good. That food turn up right in a private sector mouth. Just look carefully. Every time them backs a piece of food out our mouth. When I grew up in Orchard, that town was a paradise. You stay there, Christopher, here, and just them I go rebuild it. Craft vendors made money hand over fist. Now the vendors look on as Indian. Yeah, trust me. Carlos talk about this regularly because Carlos used to be in another market, the tourist industry. Leon McIntyre, how you do? When do you see what poor Jamaicans settle for? All the need is grabber and white room and boom. And that politician use and keep them in their docile stage, you see. Mm? With his three sons, who you referring to, Beat and Teach? Dr. Hands in the Cookie Jar? So them are the upper echelons team at Rainforest. But Rainforest, they're all over the Caribbean because, let me tell you, black people, and a Jamaica economy want them after. They're after the economy of the descendant of the slave. You understand? And everywhere, them there. And everywhere, them there. So we want to know from Dr. Tufton, does he have any shares? Does Dr. Tufton have any shares? So when I said that man here and I Miguel Brian, and him and him three son running, we want to know what's the relationship between Brian and Dr. Tufton. That's what we want to know. Are they friends, cronies? Are they related? Does Dr. Tufton has shares in Rainforest? We want to know those things, Dr. Tufton, because you're under the microscope, Doc. So might as well we look from head to toe. That's when I miss anything. No, so you go, sir. You're under the microscope. Apparent Brian Jordan is but Stewart's son. Bangarang to Shrang. No mirangs. No, sir. Is it would Jordan be a illegitimate son? Sean Hall, how are you? Lilith Lockerbie. Jordan is but Stewart's outside son. So he's the illegitimate son. So could anyone help me to find a relationship between Tufton, the Jordans, or the Stewarts? They are just friends. So there would be cronyism at play here, would it not? But we still want to know if Dr. Tufton has shares in Fish Farm, because I do believe it was Dr. Tuft and the Dr. Tufton's tenure that Fish Farm take over Jamaica. Norman Ferguson. Not only take over Jamaica, but damage the fishing industry in my community, in my parish, in my local township of Black River. Freedom, how you do? Marcia Gale. The government are corrupt and the people are undereducated. May I tell you, Freedom, that is the biggest problem. The people are not aware of what is happening. Even when the Prime Minister tell them, say, me a check on you, and if you don't talk what me want, and if you talk, say, me a compile a database against, me have a database against you already. Anyway, Mel, how you do? In the once deleted Facebook post, Dr. Tufton bragged on September 12, 2019 about being celebrated by Rainforest at VMBS Chill Sport. Loop News run the story. Lord Dr. Tufton, we're digging up the worms, Doctor. You're under the microscope, might as well we look from head to toe. Prime Jordan have a large fish farm in Santo Domingo. Yeah, they're all over the Caribbean. When I look there, St. Lucia, they're everywhere. They're going from Guyana. What do I know is that a lot of their fish come from Guyana. One of their supplier is Pretty Paul. Who is Pretty Paul? Lord Jesus, for so much research behind it. Pretty Paul. Hey, go shut up. No, Dr. Tufton. Bruce Golden mother taught me in primary school. Those were the days. I wonder if Loop still have the story, Mel. I wonder if Loop still have the story. Another cronyized contract, Doctor. We just asking him because remember on the love for talk, so we spread fake news. But then if you can ask fake question, Doctor. If you notice around here, we ask a lot of questions, Doctor. Your Prime Minister is tickled and tattled by fake news. I wonder, Prime Minister, if asking questions would be fake news questions, we don't know. You're going to have to fix it up for it. What do I know that this is from? I don't know. Fix it up for it, Doctor. Dr. Tufton Lyad must go to prison. No, sir. Douglas Allen, how are you, bro? What's good? Pretty Paul is a what? Man, let me say this to you all. When you talk to me in emojis, I become as dumb as when I see numbers. I really do not understand what emoji is. I just understand a few, like the love heart, the flags, certain of the faces, like the crying one, the smiling one, the crying, the smiling, and the angry one. The rest I don't know what they mean. Jeffrey Worrell, how are you? How are you? Jeffrey, what me want is for Christoph to join the war. Christoph can't make so much things a chore on him. Yes, Douglas was covering the Kenya story earlier. And that's how we want the Jamaica people mindset to get to be so engaged that you can breach parliament before a tax bill is passed that is going to make your life worse. That is how well engaged the people of Kenya are. Pretty Paul is the owner of a large fishery company in Guyana. They prepare the fish for Rainforest and blast freeze them, then ship them here. Jesus have mercy. So I wonder if, like how America inject the foal them and blow them up, give it so. I wonder if them have a way where them can inject. I wonder if China help them make fish sell with. Jesus have mercy. Valerie Alexander, how are you? Yes, Inget Robot this morning in the Valerie. This morning show, Dr. Michael Abrahams, written as stinging commentary in The Gleaner, calling out Dr. Tufton. It's like he was mullered over, thrown to the ropes, and beaten. So you can go watch the show there, or you can read the article in the Gleaner published today by Dr. Michael Abraham. That's in the commentary area of the Gleaner. Really been battered and thrown about. So we're asking him to join the war. What you know about Andrew, sir? What you want to talk? We carry the news, you know. Just like how the dopey them a walk and talk the things them Chris Tufton. What happened to you? Them people wicked, these people being with supermarket, super plus, and after they start buying gas station, then dead house and look at the business they are using tax money to pay. Just one set of people, one cycle of people, control Jamaica economy. Money not turnover in a Jamaica for poor people. Poor people money go circle in a rich people hand in a Jamaica. In the private investors. And then the tourist dollar also circulate in the overseas investors' hand. So you see how come through economy? Allegedly formalized and frozen. Hold on now. And other foreign matters also frozen in the ice that is used to store these fish. Mighty God of Daniel. Dan Campbell, what go on, sis? Mighty God of Daniel upon Jamaica people. And Jamaica people still don't want to wake up and see the destruction, the barbarity, the overhanded capitalism by one group of people will take over Jamaica. And those of us who do the hard work, the toil and labor, the blood, sweat, and tear people now benefit nothing out of Jamaica. We now wake up like seriously Jamaica people. We now wake up. We the blood, sweat, and tear people. It was built on the back of our blood, sweat, and tear. You don't want something out there? Doctor, take your hands out the cookie jar. Douglas, Kenya set fire to the reins of their corrupt governance. Yes, the young people of Kenya are having it no more. Georgia Lynch, how you do? Christopher Campbell. When there is a playbook beat down and poor black people, take them off their land and sell out everything. We are back in modern day slavery. Maybe we are meant to be slave. Just asking. Boy, it is a depressing ask, Christopher. And when you look at the trajectory from post-colonization to now, we have dropped the ball in a way that, one, we are left in a state where we are, as Abraham Tura put it, salon slave. We're there to make sure the services work, all the services for those who were in control and command is offered at peanut, really. But given how land and economy is being torn from under our feet, it looks like we're really bound for the slave for true. Because I say, we even stop pushing back. We stop push back on slavery, you know. We're just willing to walk through the gate, so we stop pushing back, my people. the way how poor people economy have been treated in the Higla region by the metro them. We now push back on slavery. Don't give them water. They don't give them water so they're thirsty. Then sell them water. Get it win, follow the money, people. May I tell you why? How am I not seeing a lot of highlights about Faval and the 90 billion loss? We after the all of them. You see just like how and Martha, you see just like how Andrew have track upon the all of way. We have track upon them. Of the 1.7 trillion where we investigate and a call for and a look for, we're not the auditor general can find. All of them under the scope, you know. It just happened that the Prime Minister take Dr. Tufton and throw him under the microscope at the moment, and we decide to look for all of the foreign body them we lodge in a Dr. Tufton, but we can't see with we normal eye. But Faval, Andrew, and what's him call it? What for Colonel Charles Tufton boy name, the Tufton Jr. None of them don't free from scrutiny. Remember, this is an election year, you know, Martha. We have a lot to where them go to. This is an election year. It doesn't stop here, it just starts. June 26. How you do? When the big tax office, tax administration has been closed for some 3 years, and government has rented premises at Montego Freeport, which is being used as a tax office. Not hearing any updates. So you're saying, Valerie, that the tax administration in Montego Bay is closed and they rented a premises at Montego Freeport where they're using as tax office now? That we have to go ask Nigel both. But then again, on a sister from Nigel get caught. Hold on. Van Nigel get caught when the two report published. We don't notice, so we can't see here that not anything from Nigel. They handed over 1.8 million in 2019 to fix the roof at a woman-child clinic in St. Andrew that Dr. Tufton was in attendance with Jerome Miles. Was that finished? That done yet? Mel, have that been finished? The Portland people help me here. The maternity ward with Darrell Vaz, them a bill of Portland. It finished yet? The women and children unit with Darrell Vaz, them a bill of Portland. Black people normally have resources, rich country, and know what to do with it, but rather wait on foreign investors to come and put them to work. To think that Marcus Garvey gave his life to enlightening Black people and we are still trapped in mental slavery is really hurt to see Black people this loss. I have been asking Clyde, where are you for some week? One of those is Nigel gone hide. Yes, missing in action. Yeah. From the two report come out, I don't bless me iPad Nigel. Must have one time I see him. Yes, in tax office in Montego Bay. So Nigel have questions to answer about tax office in Montego Bay, Integrity Commission and Auditor General, the tax office in Montego Bay, tax administration in Montego Bay, is it on your radar? We just ask because we know so now corruption too, you know. When I walk and hide up for a friend them. More special media to inform and educate. No needed. What maternity ward? Yeah, man, Darrell Vaz. Then they build one woman and baby unit, beat and teach in a Portland. Because Portland woman now have figure St. Mary or wish part for deliver. So, born again, oh Lord. Yeah, for real, what's happening to Nigel? Not hearing from him. Me don't know, no, that have to go help me search. Beat and teach me, I was made aware of a maternity unit that Darrell Vaz them a construct in a Portland. Somebody catch me up on that, please. Stronger Together, how you do? How you do, Stronger Together? Nigel, where art thou? Nigel in the garden, with him head buried in the sand like an ostrich. Where art thou, Nigel? Tax administration in Montego Bay. Mel, and donated 4 blood pressure machine and 3 scale. No, sir. When Nigel there, Nigel back in his box and move his wife's country. Maybe in the east, I have time, you might never know. Where's the parliament empty today? After they know nothing to do in the Abena Star Code, we don't give them any job to do. You don't hear any meaningful policy debate in the house. All them do is come to come tell lies. So them even tired of listening to the lie when them hear from one another. When him surface again, we will have question. Him knows for the question, them there sit down and wait. So me don't know where my hide find the matter, because what Nigel should have do is just come bite the bullet, get on with it, and him would answer, and we know say a lie him tell, and we ask him about the lie them again, but him not can't keep up with that because I'm a Cliff Hughes. But how Granny so quiet, Granny sus. You know, nobody never send me nothing for over Granny sus. Over Granny sus so quiet. Cliff not say nothing over there. Because if Cliff say anything over there, me know that send it to me. How over Granny sus? So calm, peaceful, and quiet. Granny sus not have nothing to talk about. Because the member saying after the empty because it's the opposition speaking today. Oh. A long time not to focus on them in a parliament, because you see the sectoral debate is a bunch of lies. Me can't put myself through it. Sorry. The sectoral debate, Babs said PM apologized to Rasta. When and where and in what manner they how them used to trim Jed. Oh. Then if there's an apology, what must comes after apology is compensation or reparations. If we don't know the meaning of apology, it's open that legal debacle. You must compensate because you have taken responsibility. When can you get a JLP? Can you get a former JLP supporter who has gone through conversation? I don't understand how they still going down this rabbit hole. I would ask someone a question if they do. Here, maybe only Audley Shaw at the moment would really have such a conscious debate as to the direction of the party. Them what they are now, they're leashed. For whatever reason, Andrew Holness leashed them. You can't hit the like button, people. You don't like the problem, son. They are being leashed. So them just a walk follow the Prime Minister like a puppy dog on their leash. Tax office in Montego Bay is a large, attractive building near Pier 1 restaurant. Hey. No, sir. I wonder how much we pay for the building where them are rent down a Montego Bay there. The government tricked the roster with an apology. Stronger together, thank you. Apology not just come so. If you apologize, it opens a legal debacle. You've taken responsibility. Therefore, you open up yourself to compensation. Do you want to go through the full legal challenge, or do you want us to come to an out-of-court settlement? We're tired of host niggers, as Malcolm X called them. Michael Manley was a white Jamaican with love for black people. Contrast him to Andrew. Andrew not have no contrast. That about wicked Siaga will teach Andrew for wicked. You cannot contrast with Andrew. Catherine Hyperness, how are you? Andrew is an exceptional wicked. Andrew is an exceptional crook. Andrew Holness is exceptionally corrupt. Andrew Holness is exceptionally nepotistic. Andrew Holness is exceptionally cronyized. Not even Siaga will grow him. It wouldn't be fair to compare Eddie Siaga to Andrew Holness, because regardless of the labor in Eddie Siaga, he was a people's person. Something that Andrew will never manage to be. For 8 years, he has not shown it to the Jamaican people. He has shown this tyrannical brute force, one-upmanship and badmanism get it done, is all we've had from this Prime Minister. When I case and go to the leadership war, no? When we sit down on the sideline and wait. One should launch attack at Andrew Christopher Tufton. One should make Andrew Holness come out here and a launch attack at Uno. No, Andrew is the lame duck here, doctor. Andrew is the one that needs to be thrown under the bus. Hot patty, we're ready for the war. Uno not ready, doctor? We ready for the war, doctor. Aren't you ready? Anything you're ready to do with Andrew, we will back you. And after Andrew done fight Christopher Tufton, then we take you on and start woof you round and round the garden. Because all I know a thief and criminal, you know. Just ask Nadine Shields and her parents about you, Christopher Tufton. Yes, that Dr. Tufton, who while him not do him job in the Ministry of Health, was on the beach in Westmoreland catching drug dealers, doctor of policing on beach in Westmoreland, Tufton. PNP General Secretary Dr. Campbell say he will not apologize to East St. Thomas MP and JLP Dr. Michelle over what he sees as legitimate question about her renunciation. With what regards to Michelle Charles' renunciation of her American whatever she may have? So what am I do? Call for apology for that? The labor right, if I apologize, I call for that, that would be so feckless and punized. The government people remind me of the lemon that committed mass suicide. Like really, Michelle Charles? Why are these people so puny and petulant? Somebody asks you a question and you want them to apologize for it. Somebody talk about your failure and you are telling them, oh, fake news, don't say it. You must tell lies to suit us. She has a lawsuit pending. So what? Lawsuit. The asking of question doesn't fall under the law of defamation. My good Don's friend Michelle. Black people wake up before it's too late. Just because you are driving a Toyota, it means you are free. Fight for your kids and the next generation to come. Wake up, black people. Wake up. Whatever sleeping pill they're going with the rum and the boom and the weed. Boy, can't hear no giant snore from a mile. Not even a bucket of cold water in a summer on a face. We don't wake on out of that sleep, yeah. Where this government have on you, where the state of Prince Charles, Andrew Holness, Chybridge, and its 600 million UK pound. The election buying. The dopey them just a walk and a talk. So, who let the dopey them out for your prime minister? Who let the dopey them out? They attack what the prime minister hide from the people of Jamaica. So you sit a prime minister, you can play with we, but you can't play with dopey. Because when you hide from with the dopey them may no one talk. Especially Dr. Tufton dopey them. And them they on high alert right now. Because two them know Dr. Tufton can't talk to the prime minister. Them attack for Dr. Tufton. Well, at some 1 o'clock in a Britain now in the night, me I go near mango before me go to my bed. Yes. Don't tell me say a late night, me know. This is something historic about me. I can wake up any time of the night and I can pack a plate of food and I can eat and go back to my bed, go lay down, and I never put on an ounce of weight. I know it's not good for my digestive system. Is there any truth that Tufton was thrown under the bus because he's going to challenge the PM? It is my understanding also, Martha. Country girl, how you do? You come late when we are done. Are you there a long time and quiet? Claudette Fletcher, how are you? That's why Andrew make sure he mess up Dr. Tufton in a public, because Ricardo Campbell, by the time it come to Dr. Tufton challenging him, Dr. Tufton is already a dead duck sitting in public. Fenton Ferguson is taking her to court to prove she renounced the U.S. visa. Visa or citizenship, because visa shouldn't matter. If it's just a U.S. visa, then it shouldn't matter. It's the citizenship that would be the issue. You know, I hope they now get the visa, citizenship, and passport mixed up like Hugh Wildman. Matthew Lewis, how are you? Jennifer Simpson. Mango make you hot. May have cooler, just run the cooler whole night. Me got a mango bush today, Noel Thomas. Me go buy a mango and me go park, go sit down under one tree and pretend say a mango bush me there today. I can't go on, you stay there. Sherrock Promotion says Nigel hiding him shame, can't find the people them money. Scamming, stealing, skimping, scrapping from people who invested their money in the financial market. Remember also when the size 13 in Trinidad and Tobago and a working business. What working business Juliet have in Trinidad and Tobago, you know, man? Huh? I wonder what kind of deal they're going to struck against the Jamaican people that more than ask. Hmm? Mango out here a stone dog, Lord Jesus. Hmm? No, sir. We have down on the mango tree whole day. Whole day. But anyway, my people, thank you all for being here. This conversation about Dr. Tufton, ownership, partnership, cronyized ship, any ship Dr. Tufton depend, we want to know. And Dr. Tufton, we're waiting to tell for your side of the story. We want to hear what you know about Andrew. We want to hear what you know about Fairval. We want to know, Dr. Tufton, where the bodies are buried. If it just bones, Dr. Tufton, we'll pick them up. If it is just bones, doctor, we will pick them up. But we want to know where the bodies are. And don't come out here, doctor. Come tell us, say, you don't know where Andrew and Juliet bury body? Come on, doctor. You expect we don't we will go valiant school and pass back at the class. We pass Jamal. Don't come tell we say you don't know where the body them buries are. That would be the biggest lie Christopher come tell the public. If Christopher come tell we say him don't know where the bodies are buried. Christopher, we will hire you the backhoe. If you need backhoe, if you need backhoe, Christopher Tufton, figure dig up the bodies, then we will pay for it. We will donate to the backhoe because we want to know where the bodies are. And you, Dr. Tufton, we know that you know where the bodies are. Help us, doctor, to find those bodies. Thank you very much. We're keeping an eye on what is going on in Kenya. We will continue to bring the situation to you as it's unfold. O'Neill Gay. Long time, O'Neill Gay. How are you do? Mango is one of my favorite. It's a mango, star apple, guinea, and neeseberry. Them something them will lick you down a road and take it out of your hand and run off left you. Evan McNeish, how are you? Them something that they will lick you down a road, take it out of your hand and run off left you from a guinea, mango, neeseberry, and star apple. Before you exit, people, please hit the like button. Make sure you support the program by hitting the like button. Thank you all very much for your day spent with us here on the Global TV group. We really appreciate your support from show to show, day to day, week to week, ongoing and constantly. Thank you all very much for your support to the program and to the brand. Have a great night, and we definitely will be back to continue the conversation tomorrow. Good night from Global Television.